Hello, and welcome to this edition of Online Math 9, Equivalent Ratios. So what we're going to do today, or talk about today, is if I have a ratio, I can create a new ratio that is equivalent to it. And if I have two ratios, I can decide whether they are equivalent to each other. All right, so let's review what we learned in the last video. A ratio is an association between two or more amounts. A ratio can be represented using visuals or drawings. Here is an example. So I eat 3 boxes of popcorn for every sodas I drink. There are 3 boxes of popcorn here, and there are 5 sodas. Of popcorn to sodas is 3 to 5. We can write a colon in between, or we can write the word to in between. The ratios 2 to 3 and 4 to 6 are equivalent. I want you to find answers to the following questions, and I want you to explain or show your thinking. Is the ratio 6 to 8 equivalent to 2 to 3 and 4 to 6? Is the ratio 10 to 15 equivalent to 2 to 3 and 4 to 6? Then I want you to find two other ratios that are equivalent to 2 to 3. How do you know when ratios are equivalent and when they are not equivalent? So go ahead and pause the video and try to answer those questions, and then we will do a little more work before we come back and talk about the answers. So in this slide, we're going to take a look at the definition of equivalent ratios. Two ratios are equivalent if you can multiply each of the numbers in the first ratio by the same factor or number to get the numbers in the second ratio. So for example, 8 to 6 is equivalent to 4 to 3 because 8 times 1/2 is 4 and 6 times 1/2 equals 3. So we took 8 to 6, multiplied both numbers by 1/2, and came up with an equivalent ratio. So this example, a recipe for lemonade, says to use 8 cups of water and 6 lemons. If we use 4 cups of water and 3 lemons, it will make half as much lemonade. But both recipes would taste the same because they are equivalent ratios. All right, so let's take a look at this using a picture. We had 8 cups of water and 6 lemons, 4 cups of water and 3 lemons. So if you notice, I put a drawing to the side. So we started off with 8 cups of water, represented by the 8 water drops, and 6 lemons. But I can put that into 2 different groups. So remember, we divided the 8 and 6 by 2, or actually multiplied by 1/2, which is the same thing. And in each group, I got 4 water and 3 lemons. So I have a question for you. What if you needed 16 cups of water? How many lemons would you need? So we're going to create another equivalent ratio, but using 16 cups of water. All right, so you want to think about, what am I multiplying the cups of water by to get the new cups of water of 16? If I take a look at the 4, and I would have to multiply that by 4 to get 16. And then I also have to multiply the number of lemons times 4. So 3 times 4 would give you 12. So that would be 12 lemons. So we can also use the ratio of 8 to 6 to figure out how many lemons we would need. So this time we would need to multiply the 8 times 2 in order to come up with 16, because 8 times 2 is 16. So I would also need to multiply the 6 times 2. And notice I would get 12 lemons, which is the same answer I got before. So either way you look at it, 16 cups of water needs 12 lemons to make lemonade with the same lemoniness flavor. Yes, I made up that word. Okay, so let's go back to the questions that I asked you earlier and discuss the answers. So remember that equivalent ratios are ratios that can be, each number in the ratio is multiplied by the same number to get another number. So if we're going to see if 6 to 8 is equivalent to 2 to 3, which we already know it's equivalent, that 2 to 3 is equivalent to 4 to 6, so we don't have to check that one. But we need to know, what are we multiplying 2 by to get 6? And I would have to multiply the 2 by 3 to get 6. So if I multiply the 2 by 3, I also have to multiply the 3 by 3. But if we do that, we get 9. But we need 8. So 6 to 8 is not equivalent to 4 to 3. Let's try 10 to 15. So we would have to multiply. So that's it for this edition of Online Math 9. See you in the next video.